Fear. What's the it?
Fear.
What's the it? You're recognizing it as fear?
There's sort of feeling in my body. It's sort of like fluttering feeling of just something is going to happen. I'm afraid.
You two are still kind of preferring to be close together? Okay.
When this one was talking about fear, I felt kind of like I was supposed to do something about it, help in some way, but I didn't really, like I don't feel capable of doing that, but I felt like I was supposed to do something.
Okay. So I'm going to just try a little intervention here and see what happens. So I'm going to give instructions and then you guys do it. Can you say I'm first, just to the space, and then you say I'm second, and then Stripes you say I'm third. Okay? So you start.
I'm first.
I'm second.
I'm third.
Does anyone have any, we let that settle for a second, but I'm curious about whether that has any reaction.
I'm feeling really emotional towards and wanting to, I don't know, I'm feeling some emotional connection with first.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like we should be together. Can I come over there?
Yeah.
Anything for you, third?
I felt a little surprised by that. Like I'm not feeling super connected to either of them, like especially since that one sat down. I was feeling kind of zoned out in a way.
Mm-hmm. And the one we didn't have a number, any effect for you?
Wish I had a number. I felt a little left out.
Okay.
And just like, I just feel really connected to all, whatever that is, if it's ancestors or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I felt just like a, just love and just a euphoric sort of love.
This one keeps talking about the ancestors, and I don't see that at all. I kind of am like, I like you, and I don't really know what you're talking about, but.
Tell me what you said.
So it's okay, all my friends think I'm crazy.
Okay. Okay, come on over. I'm gonna give you a real roll. Just find your place, and again, watch out for the mic. Oh, we had a change over here.
Yeah. I feel protected by this one.
Okay.
I feel safer now.
I was feeling more involved and less attracted to the floor, wanting to get up.
Okay. A new one? What's going on for you?
I don't know. I feel kind of strong and grounded here. Maybe I'm supportive to this one. I don't know yet.
So that's the one you have the most attention on.
Yes.
Do you notice any of the others?
Not so much.
Okay. So the new one. Okay.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Any change for you two down there with this one?
This one feels like kind of like a member of my crew. I want it to be like, look at them. What's up with them? What's going on?
I like that one.
You like that one too?
Maybe not quite as much as this one does, but that one's okay.
And the two over here, any reaction to the new one?
I'm feeling a little hostile towards the new one.
Interesting.
I feel kind of disinterested, really, in a way, like not real. I don't know. I don't feel it's sort of neutral, but not. I don't feel any real anything. I felt a little jealous of that feeling of being grounded because I feel so ungrounded.
Mm. So one more time, can you guys do the I'm first, I'm second, I'm third thing?
I'm first.
I'm second.
I'm third.
Any reaction? Yeah,
I'm feeling concerned about this one.
Me
the
too.
one in khaki?
That's
Or
one
the
of stripes.
third?
The third.
Concerned how?
Hmm.
They like you guys.
Not trusting that that one's making the right choices.
What was the little whisper while this one was talking, by the way?
I don't think they like you guys.
Okay. So can you say that actually with the sort of the Constellation dignity? I don't think they like you guys, but I do.
They like you guys.
A little louder so that folks at home can hear.
I don't think they like you guys, but I do.
And number one, can you just say, I don't think it's safe for you?
I don't
Or whatever version of that seems right.
think it's the right choice for you.
Right choice how? It's a really interesting way to put it.
It doesn't feel safe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, because there can be all sorts of not right choices. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm also just now noticing this one and starting to feel like my impression is this one there's some sinister.
Okay.
I feel that too.
Okay.
It feels safe to me.
And over here, you raised your hand.
Yeah. And she said, when this one said, it likes us, I'm not sure if I like this one so much. I just feel like if this person needs my support or this, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if there's so much.
Right. Yeah.
I am feeling rather judged by these two, especially down jacket, and it doesn't feel good. I don't like it.
And you've still got that noticing of whatever's up there.
Yeah, I get supported. I mean, anytime I felt like I needed support, I just look up there and I get it. And
Does anyone else notice what's up there? Or is it just this one's experience? Is there somebody already on this row who would like a roll? Just because it means you don't have to move much. Anybody else want a roll? Raise your hand. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna invite you to move one over if you could, and if you would stand up there. And just be whatever that is. And if anyone's feeling too close, feel free to squinch a chair down if you feel the need. It's fine. Maroon, what is your experience, please?
A little detached, kind of feel floating, like I'm floating.
Do you notice any of this or any parts of it?
Like I just see the whole scene, but no particular focus on any particular one.
Okay. Anyone else have an interesting experience of this one? Yeah?
I feel heavier, like as if pressure is coming from up there. So yeah, and I mean it certainly gets more attention than before, where it didn't draw my attention at all. So
Yeah.
there's
Does anyone else?
Yeah, I kind of have I don't know, there's sort of a happy feeling or a positive feeling.
Yeah?
Yeah, this one coming in made me feel closer to this one.
Made you feel what?
Closer to this one next to me.
Does khaki still seem sinister to you? Or did that change at all with bringing a representative in for this thing that khaki's been noticing?
It's a little bit of a change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would think so. Can you specify?
There's more room. There's more space to, less fear.
So could you two over here just tell khaki, we like that too?
We like that too.
How's that for you, khaki?
I felt a shift in my heart. Like when they were first talking about liking that one, I'm like, no, that one's mine. And when they said it the way they said it, it's like my heart opened and I feel some grief.
Having really checked in with Stripe about this, do you notice this at all?
A little. It feels similar to how it was before. I think the thought that came up was like, oh, I'm glad you have that.
Okay. Any change for you, Maroon?
More focused in this direction.
Yeah. Is there any, are you noticing anything emotional up there? Happiness, sadness, grief, delight, or is it just kind of up there and floaty? Yeah.
Just kind of benevolent attention.
Okay. Okay. Since we brought that in, there's been some changes in people's states. If you want to change your position, by all means. Isn't that interesting?
You have to be in the middle.
Just remember you have a nice person sitting behind you. Please make sure you. So tell me about Scarf, you moving to the other side, what that was for or about, or what was going on with that?
Just felt like my attention should be on this one.
On Stripe?
Yeah.
And Stripe, you had a reaction to that a little bit.
Yeah.
What was that reaction?
Just didn't. I was like, oh, now you want to come over here.
Okay. So is it merely resentment?
I don't know. I mean,
Grudge?
I feel like rejected. by that one. And
Okay.
it's like if you want to, you can't, like, you have to accept this or whatever the choice is that I made. Like, you know.
So can you three, with your numbers, just do that one more time, please?
I'm first.
I'm second.
Or,
My second has gone down there. And Scarf, how is it that Stripes doesn't want to be near you? How's that for you?
I'm feeling regret, feeling a lot of love, like nurturing love, and I'm feeling a lot of regret for the state of things between us.
Okay. And the one on the ground who was all the way down a second ago but has sat up, what's going on for you?
I kind of felt, I didn't feel abandoned as much as just, like I felt like I could always go back and be by her side, Scarf's side, but I just felt exhausted and like I didn't know what to do. And then I looked up at Maroon and I felt good and I wanted to just sort of connect with Maroon.
So my attention when she laid down shifted over there pretty strongly.
Yeah?
I feel happier that Down Jacket likes Maroon, and I'm really glad that when Down Jacket went down, it was good. I didn't like so much this one moving, but I don't know, something I can't remember.
Okay. So Kaki, can you look at Scarf? Actually, do the mirror. For some of you who have been doing this for a while, this is going to begin to reveal things, but that's okay. And for those of you it doesn't make things clear, don't worry, we're going to make everything clear, I promise. You're going to get to know the whole story by the end. Kaki, can you do, you're my first, you're my second, you're my third.
You're my first. You're my second. You're my third.
How's that?
That hurts.
How so?
Uh, just doesn't feel nice.
I didn't hear the
It
last.
doesn't feel nice.
And yeah, what's not nice about it? What are you
Like
noticing?
I like my third. You know?
Yeah. So to underline it, and this is getting in the direction of a reveal, but can you look at the one on the ground and say, that's our first, that's our second, that's our third?
That's our first. That's our second. And this is our third.
Again, anyone who wants to move as the information comes into the system.
When he said that hurt, my attention went right there.
To where?
When this one was over there, I said that hurt. My attention shifted to that one.
The striped one?
This one.
Oh, to the khaki one, okay. So back from down jacket to the khaki one.
My attention seems to go to whoever needs it at the moment.
That's interesting. Not interesting. That's an interesting thing. Here we go. Yeah?
I just feel like I don't know where I belong anymore. Like my relationship with that one before that felt more like a lover or like a decision. Maybe not a lover, but it felt like it was mine. And that felt like I felt betrayed by that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know where.
So don't tug unless that one's ready. I mean, you can touch, but, you know, you make offers and then they can not accept the
Sit
offer.
with it for a while.
People can be a little, like, the interrupted reach is what it's about, right? So can you say to the space, if my spot's next to them,
If my spot's next to them,
I don't want to belong?
it's not completely.
Yeah, what's
Right.
correct? What's the right way to put it? Tell me. Because it looks like you found a place kind of on the outside.
If I can't have that one to myself, then I don't want to belong.
Okay.
I'm just not ready for that yet.
You over there, you're hanging out. I'm
Yeah.
curious, whether anything's going on for you?
I mean, when this one came in and I felt heavier and I was sitting down, I felt completely linked out of the whole story. So
Yeah.
not have nothing to do with that at all. Now it's getting a bit, I feel like a bit more involved with the movement here, but nothing too strong.
Okay. And over here, what shifted for you now that you've had a little bit of a chance to be with the big one?
I don't really know how to explain it, but my attention's back on Stripes.
So can you tell Stripes and Stripes, just look at khaki as that one says it, and tell Stripes, that's my first one, that's my second one, and you're my third one.
That's my first one, that's my second one, and you're my third one.
I wish I was your only one.
Yeah, I'm feeling the grief again when
So
that
can
was
you
up.
tell this one, there's if I have the numbers right in my head, there's 11 more.
There's 11 more.
Yeah, that sucks.
The woes of these big families around the planet. I'm going to do the reveal, okay, guys? Just wanted to let you know that I'm going to do the reveal.
Okay, great, thanks.
So, Douglas and Stephanie were both born in Vietnam. Douglas is in his 50s, so you can imagine we're talking about around 1960. He's born into Vietnam. This is his dad, and that's his mom, whose families had already survived the Indochina War with the French, and various other significant difficulties and impoverishment. By various means, all the siblings eventually made it to the United States over the course of a long drawn period of events, and the parents eventually did as well. Father's passed away a few years ago. Mom's still alive. This is Douglas. He's the third child. Obviously, you've gotten the previews on that already. This is the firstborn child, first son, who's doing extremely well. It's like he's got the golden touch when it comes to business, taking care of his family. They live in Houston. They start businesses like it's easy. And they're just, and by the way, in this way, he takes over from Mom, who, a scrapper if there ever was one, built wealth in Vietnam, lost it all, and has come here and done the same. A tough bird, difficult woman, but definitely has an ability to create resources for her family. The first son kind of takes after her in this regard. This is the second child who died young. I can't remember the story. Sickness, yes, at a very young age.
Yes.
Yeah. How old?
6 months. Yeah.
Very young. We don't even we
Yeah.
don't know.
I think around 6 months. Like it was like malaria or some kind of flu, and so back then, my mom didn't have money to take her to the doctor, so eventually she dies.
Okay, so it was a girl. Okay. So first daughter dies. By the way, it's very important for those of you with siblings, which most of us do, any lost siblings count. They count in the family system. It doesn't matter if they're stillbirths. It doesn't matter if they die at 6 months and they're never thought of again. They count. And then Douglas, second son, who has struggled with the whole money thing, has never quite had the golden touch eldest son has had. Both live in Houston, the family's all together. This is difficult. This is difficult to have the first brother being so damn good at this. It's been really challenging, and the whole family is sort of together, and they support each other, and they have all these different businesses. You can sort of imagine the scene. It is very difficult business to be the child born after a child who dies. There's usually some way in which the fate of the next child is bound up in the loss of the one that got lost before. For those of you who have an older sibling who died before you, or had some significant life issues in childhood, chronic illness, developmental issues, if you follow them, that's a very difficult position to be in the family. And then it's obvious that there's some particular bond between Dad and Douglas. And Dad was a bit more of a ne'er-do-well.
Oh, what?
Ne'er-do-well. Not quite so there for the family in the same way Mom was. So in some way, first son is taken after Mom. And in another way, Douglas is respecting and including and being loyal to Dad. Who's got this really interesting connection with his ancestors, which is kind of nice. Now, mostly for Douglas, what I want to just work out is the sibling stuff, so that he doesn't have to be in his older brother's shadow and he can have both his mother and his father. And be in his good spot, which is third. So to do this, Dad, can you look at your first? And can you just say, you're my first?
You're my first.
How was that?
Feeling seen, maybe
Yeah.
for the first time. That is one.
You feel like you're seeing your first son?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you just say, I see you?
I see you.
And you can say, this is traditional talk, it's good to be seen.
Good to be seen.
And Dad, you can say, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you.
What?
I feel like saying something.
What, yeah,
I needed you.
so can you say, I didn't see you before, but I see you now?
I didn't see you before, but I see you now. And you have my strength.
Would it be okay for you, Dad, if you stood up and had the support of your ancestors from a standing position as you
How's
sit?
this? This feels more uncomfortable.
There we go. And number one, could you sit down? There we go.
I'm feeling a lot less tense and rigid. I was feeling really, even when I was strong, I was feeling really tense and rigid the whole time, and I kind of just felt like I'm melting.
So as you're receiving this gaze from your father for maybe in a sense the first time, we don't know what the circumstances were that led to this special bond between father and third. You know, we're not going to uncover all that, but there was clearly something that led to that. As you're receiving this, find your proper place. Can you just say to your father, I'm your first?
I'm your first.
And then can you look at your next youngest, your first sister, younger sister, and say, you are his second?
You are his second.
And then look over at your younger brother, you're his third.
You're his third.
And then if you're feeling ready to say, you might say he's a father to each one of us.
He's a father to each one of us.
We all have him.
We all have him.
Second, how are you doing? You went and sat next to your mother.
I had wanted to be close to her.
How's that for you, Mom, by the way?
It's okay. I was just thinking before that I don't feel any connection with this one.
With the first or with the
This
second?
one, when,
Yeah.
what was it? Is she? When
She, yeah, the
was
first
sitting over
daughter.
there, but
Well, let's imagine it's your first daughter who died at 6 months. Yeah, because you were too poor to get her to the doctors in time.
it was just a lot of pain.
So can you just look at your daughter? Now this is the story of poor people around the world, we do understand. But it is no less a tragedy.
Yeah, it's getting very emotional.
Yeah. Screechy. Yeah, screechy. There we go.
I just want to be remembered.
So can you say you're remembered?
You remember.
I mean, presumably you died in the early 60s, and here we are remembering you. Yeah. Over 50 years later. So can you say, dear daughter,
Dear daughter,
you always belong in my heart.
you always belong in my heart.
And eldest brother, can you look at your sister and say, hi, little sister.
My little sister.
And you can say, hi, big brother.
Hi, big brother. I always feel like you remember me. Out of everybody. you're there for me. I appreciate that.
And the first one was probably himself, no more than a toddler, right? But yeah, you probably picking up on something in the system. Because if this was the first one to come along after you, it left you alone again.
Yeah, it was,
Not that way for long. As I implied, there's 14 in the end, including the two who died young. I'm sorry, you were going to say.
yeah, I was having the feeling when these two were together, that mom changed after this one. And so when they started embracing, I kind of felt like this is a change that's been long overdue. And I felt slightly more connected to mom.
How are you feeling, eldest daughter of 14 children?
Like I have never felt before.
Yeah.
Ever felt this connection and this kind of just connection.
Yeah.
It feels really different.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with it really exactly, but
Don't do anything. Just breathe. That's all.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
I think I could like this.
Yeah. So since we've already done some stuff with the eldest father, since you made connection, could you bring the eldest in to sit next to his sister?
Should just go.
Yeah,
over
go, take his hand. Take his place right next to him.
Mm-hmm.
And Mel, if you'd feel better scooching over here, if you could do that. Now, I think what the Constellation is revealing is that we had a first who for some reason just didn't kind of hook up with dad. The second one hunted out mom, the death, the loss of that. So that by the time the third came along, we had parents who were kind of used to not bonding with their kids fully. Although dad, for some reason, said, oh, I finally noticed I have a child when the third one came along. So, Dad, can you look at your special? Actually, reconnect with these for a second, because you're going to walk over here for a second. So can you say, can you speak to your two kids, the first two, and say, your younger brother's looking kind of alone over there.
Your younger brother's looking kind of alone over there.
I want to go check him out.
I'm gonna go check him out. I'll be back.
And maybe just sit over here. Once again, with all the love you felt from the very beginning, you're my third.
You're my third.
How is that for you, Douglas? You're giving up, I can tell. You're giving up the fight. You still want to resist, I can tell.
I just feel like so melancholy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so mad at you.
So can you say to your dad, it's been really sad?
It's been really sad.
Yeah. And both of you, in confirmation of that, can you look up here? Because these are the ones who are dealing with a lot of sad. Probably by this point, about 100 years worth. And there's more to come. Although we do remember that these days Vietnam's doing pretty good. It's one of those peace places in the world, actually. Kind of nice. And Dad, can you say to your son, it's been very, very sad.
It's been very, very sad.
And then if you're feeling like you want to reach out to your son or something.
I feel sick.
Sick how?
Just something in here, nauseous or something.
Is there a particular interaction or person or connection that causes that, or is connected to that? Or did you notice when it started?
The whole time that I've been sitting over here, but it's just kind of gotten stronger.
Okay.
Like maybe, I think I could use someone else to have my back.
How's that sound, Father?
Not you, though.
Well, I was thinking about those guys over there.
Actually, how about, because you're so connected, can you just take your third, Douglas, over to these guys?
Oh, okay. Come on.
And Douglas can sit back down against the chair or against the stand. And stay close. I think you've got a special bond here.
That's a little too close.
So what changed with the closeness with Dad?
What?
Did you notice when that changed, or when was that?
As soon as I realized that you were my dad and not my
Boyfriend.
boyfriend or
Yeah.
secret other family or something.
So can you say, you're my dad?
You're my dad?
And you can say, I know it's weird, but yeah.
I know it's weird, but yeah.
I felt so special when it was just us against the world.
Yeah, it feels a little strange. And it felt special for me too.
But it wasn't quite right.
It was not quite right.
How does it feel to be touched by these, Douglas? That feels good? Okay, why don't you close your eyes for a second and just feel that. Maroon, I'm not quite sure what you are. Generations of ancestors on your father's side. Anything you're noticing up there?
Well, when they were down there, I was feeling it's great sympathy, and toward this one, it's just a shame you don't see your qualities or something like that.
How about your strength? Would that work?
Or
Yes. Could you say, it's really sad you don't see your strength?
it's really sad you don't see your strength.
Can you actually say that to Father, as if, going back a little ways, back for you, before you actually felt the fatherness stuff, and you just say, it's too bad you didn't see your strength.
It's too bad you didn't see your strength.
It's good you see it now.
It's good you see it now.
How's that, Father? Does that seem true?
Yeah.
And Douglas, how's that for you?
No, something still doesn't feel right.
So, Dad, for now, you can go back with the others. Unless there's something else you're wanting to do.
Well, I want to take my second son with me.
You're gonna.
Yeah.
You can just hang out where you are then for a second. I'm feeling into what's clearly something missing. I'm going to try something, see if this works. Who would like a roll? Anyone raising their hand? Yeah? One down on the end. One over. I'm actually going to place you. You have the roll, but I'm going to ask you to hang out there unless for some reason you want to tell me this is the absolute not right spot for you.
My heart's pounding.
Yeah.
It's speeding up.
Thank you. Douglas, how is this new one for you? Does this feel relevant?
It feels like they're good there. I don't have a strong reaction, but seems like the right thing.
New one, is this a good place for you, or is there a better place for you, or?
It feels like the only place.
Okay.
My attention is 100%.
I'm not very happy with that one.
Like this one did something wrong and you're disappointed, or you're sorry they're in the space, or?
A little hostility.
Huh.
I feel uncomfortable looking up at Maroon. I'm really fixated on this one.
You can say, everyone can say the roles now, so Douglas, yeah.
Really fixated on Douglas.
Yeah.
Kind of anticipatory.
In what
I'm
sense?
expecting something. I'm waiting for something. I'm like almost leaning in.
So is there like an embrace that's gonna happen here, or?
I don't feel like I can make the first move.
So Douglas, what are you wanting to do? What's your sense? How about we just start out with something simple? Can you say that when you're important?
You're important.
But shifted something.
Don't have to worry about it so much.
So Father, since you've been kind of playing a leadership role in this regard, can you guys just look over at Father for a second, including the new one? You're gonna do first, second, third, and your fourth. Okay?
You're my first, you're my second, you're my third, and you're my fourth.
I feel seen.
Yeah. So the fourth child also died young. I didn't think it was necessarily going to be so relevant because, again, the impact is usually on the child who follows. But apparently this is important for Douglas, that the next child also died. The other important piece of information here is that although there seems to be this kind of funny competition or rivalry, Douglas's elder brother and Douglas left Vietnam together in their late teens to avoid conscription and made their way to, first they were in a refugee camp in Singapore or Malaysia or wherever it was for about a year, and then they made their way to the United States and began to make their way here.
To avoid what?
Conscription, to be, and made into soldiers. The communists had taken over and was conscripting everyone because for a while there was a Chinese-Vietnamese war. So there's something really important that bonds his brother and Douglas as well, this experience. Because they did it kind of on their own. And eventually the family was reunited, but still. So how are you doing, Fourth?
My heart stopped beating so much.
Okay. So, can you do the same thing? You're my first, second, third, fourth.
You're my first, you're my second, you're my third, you're my fourth.
Really big, happy sadness.
Yeah.
Do you want to go over there?
Oh, good, we have children coming over of their own accord. Most excellent. Dad seems happy sad too.
Feels good to have them all here.
Do we have enough people for the other 10? We'll presuppose their presence. And by the same mom and dad. This is not a blended family. So Douglas, how are you doing sitting there? I mean, you're part of it, but you're still a little cocked out, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like I couldn't leave that one alone. Like their
Yeah.
support seemed dependent on me. But I'm not totally immersed yet.
Second, how are you with your slightly younger brother?
I'm not feeling very connected. I still feel a little rejected
By,
by Douglas. I feel like there's like he's unwilling to look at me and accept me.
how does that resonate, Douglas?
Yeah, I mean, I think it wasn't really allowed.
Yeah.
The agreement was we don't talk about it.
Must be mine.
So can you say, for me to see you, Douglas,
For me to see you,
my mom would have to see you,
my mom would have to see you.
and that would break her heart,
That would break her heart.
so I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. I have this feeling, I don't know if it's true, but I feel like I blame myself for the death of the fourth, too. I don't know if that's a real thing or like a kid kind of thing, but
It was another sickness, and you were probably less than 3 years old, so yeah, probably a kid thing. Yeah. I mean, yes, we run into situations where siblings are implicated in accidents and stuff like that. It happens. But my impression is that's not what's going on here.
I don't think I was actually responsible, but I think I felt responsible.
Well, of course you were the bigger sibling. Shouldn't you save everybody? So, I just want to scooch this a little bit because I think it'll help. Can you come next to and be in your spot over here? Can you scooch down and be behind kind of the third and the fourth? And you be behind the first two? No. Are you two still feeling kind of close?
I'm fixated again. As soon as this one sat down, as soon as Douglas sat down, I put my hand on his back.
Yeah. which is,
really drawn
Yeah.
to putting my hand on his heart, the back of his heart.
yeah.
And now that I'm moving, I feel really called to like support him.
Stephanie, is the fourth a boy or a girl?
The fourth is also a girl.
Okay.
In a similar situation, we were told by mom that she also has some kind of illness like a flu or malaria. In same situation, no money to take her to the doctor, so eventually she dies.
Okay. Okay. So, Mom, can you look at your fourth daughter? Yeah, I mean your fourth child, your second daughter, and sort of pointing to your third child, say, "That's your older brother.
That's your older brother.
You're the little sister."
You're the little sister.
How does that feel, Douglas?
Good.
So can you say, "I'm your big brother.
I'm your big brother.
It's my job to support you,
It's my job to support you.
not the other way, you silly girl."
The other way.
So can you actually sit cross-legged? It's funny. You even took a position that made you bigger. It's kind of it's funny. The fourth child came along and I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this family. I figured it out. Yeah. Can you guys take hands? There you go.
I was so happy when you were born and so sad when you died.
And can you say, "I felt it was my fault"?
Well, somehow involved or responsible.
And Mom, can you say, "Not your fault"?
It was not your fault. But maybe I made and believe it was.
Yeah.
I want to tell you it was not your fault. It was what was supposed to happen. And I'm here.
You're a very wise toddler.
Persistent.
Probably never made it to toddler. But so what's coming through really strongly here is that there are times when children will, there's so much death up here. Yeah? And there's an attraction. I know what I'll do. I will join all those dead ones and I'll save the family. Now that doesn't always come through so strongly, but it's coming through pretty strongly here. Fourth came along and said, "I know how to save this family." So Mom and Dad, can you say, "You're a little kid"?
You're a little kid.
You're a little kid.
But I thought I knew.
Every child does. And by the way, all of us do this. Most of us don't die to do it. We instead, do depression to do it, or we have other ways of saying we'll be our family saviors, right? This is, and it's all entirely unconscious, and it's all very silly, because it doesn't help. But it is quite beautiful, because it's filled with love. So, can you go, "I'm your big brother"?
Your big brother.
And then turn to your right, which means I must be your little
I
brother,
must be your little brother.
which kind of pisses me off. Or whatever version of that seems right. Is this moving at all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It doesn't piss me off.
What does it feel like now?
It feels fine.
So can you say, "Hi, big sister"?
Hi, big sister.
Hello, little brother.
It seemed like I didn't see you. Can you say this, Douglas?
It seemed like I didn't see you,
But behind it, I was seeing you the whole time.
but behind it I was seeing you the whole time. Wish we could have been alive together.
But you were always in my heart.
You were always in my heart.
And if you're ready to take hands, that would be awesome. And can second and first take hands? This is kind of the way we kind of want it to end up, if we can. So Douglas, how are you feeling now? Yeah, this is probably the first time this has felt right in like 60 years almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird how okay it feels.
I love it. Can you just say that again? This is weird how okay this feels. That's really good.
This is weird how okay this feels.
And number one, can you say, we're the 4 oldest of 14? Just tell all your siblings.
We're the 4 oldest of 14.
That's a big job.
Stephanie's one of the 10.
Yeah, I'm number 10.
This is obviously not Stephanie's constellation. Yeah. Okay, so just in a row, can each of you look at Douglas first, the number one, look at Douglas and say, I'm first and you're third.
I'm first and you're third.
And you go, I'm second and you're third.
I'm second and you're third.
And you go, you're third and I'm fourth.
You're third and I'm fourth.
And then you go, you're first, you're second, you're fourth, and I'm third.
You're first, you're second, you're fourth, and I'm third.
How do you feel about this?
It's good.
This is good? Okay. Can you say to them, you're all my children? To them.
I'm sorry, say it again.
You're all my children.
You're all my children,
And may you thrive in your new country.
and may you thrive in your new country.
And may your children thrive in your new country.
And may your children thrive in your new country.
How are mom and dad doing?
Good.
Very
Mom
emotional.
seems
Seems to be crying a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is good. Yeah. Okay. So for Douglas, this is kind of important. So we're going to focus on Douglas, but it's for all 4 of you. Can you find some way to say, dear children, you have the full blessing of both your mother and your father. So I don't know if you do it together, or you do it first, or you do it second, whatever feels right. Okay.
Yeah. Dear children, you have full blessing of your father and your mother.
And then, just for a moment again, because this is Douglas's constellation, can you just take your hands away from all the other kids, and the 2 of you put both of your hands on Douglas's head? Because he really wants to make more money and support his family better. And he needs dad's sort of male father thing, which he didn't do real great in his life, but he still has it as part of this lineage, and it's coming through really strongly and well right now. And he needs mom's incredible gift around being able to do this sort of thing. And so Douglas needs both of them. They're blessing really strong. How are you feeling, Douglas?
I just feel quiet inside.
Yeah. Yeah. So can you say, dear mother, dear father, I ask your blessing.
Dear mother, dear father, I ask for your blessing.
And you guys, of course.
Of course.
And then you go, okay.
Okay.
And then just breathe it for a few moments, and we'll bring the constellation to a close. How are the siblings? Doing pretty good?
Kind of want the big brother to tell me that's okay too.
That's okay. You're really important to me. Your happiness is really important to me.
So can mom and dad say there's plenty for all of you?
There's plenty for all of you.
And just to underline it, Douglas, can you go, really?
Really?
Yes.
And you know, siblings are only a little bigger than each other. Compared to parents, it's not a big difference in size. But first is a little bigger than Douglas. So can you just say, first brother, will you give me your blessing too?
Will you give me your blessing too?
Yes. Wholeheartedly.
Maybe some of the business magic?
Or art magic, like painting or whatever comes through. And then can you guys look at that one? And notice that there's plenty, can you say that we have lots of strength for you.
You have lots of strength for you,
More than you can ever imagine.
more than you could ever imagine.
These are, from the very beginning, have not manifested as victims. They have manifested as resources and strength. And endured a great deal. It's a very proud lineage. It's very beautiful. And I don't know if you've got some rude way of saying kick butt in America or something like that. I don't know what it is. So, just breathe. Anything else, Douglas? Or does this feel
House
primitive?
party!
Well, that's what you're all doing in Houston. It's a closer family than many of us in this room could probably quite manage. So you are all with each other a great deal, physically and otherwise. It's kind of a remarkable thing. Okay, we will bring this to a close. Everyone may leave their roles. Before we move into the break, we have a little ritual that we do. So I will leave this on. You don't see them, but starting over here, we kind of go around in a circle, and Stephanie and Douglas look at you, and you say, "My name is," I represented, and then fill in the blank. And if you are a witness, just say, "My name is," I was a witness. Okay, and Stephanie and Douglas just say thank you. Okay.
My name is Trevor, and I'm a witness. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Lynn. I was the second born eldest daughter.
Thank you.
Sister.
My name's Melanie. I was a witness.
Thank you.
My name is Josh, and I was a witness.
Thank you.
My name is Tiffany and I was a witness.
Thank you.
My name is Sarah and I represented the eldest brother.
Thank you.
My name's Wendy and I represented the fourth child, the little sister.
Thank you, sister.
Thank you, sister.
My name is Chris, and I was a witness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jeff, and I represented your ancestral support.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Thank you.
My name is Mel and I was a witness.
Thank you, ma'am.
My name is Natasha, and that was your mother.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
My name's Tim, and I represented your father.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Dad.
My name is Janine. I represented you, Douglas.
Hi, buddy. Thank you.
Well, and again, even though they said thank you, Dad, thank you, Mom, things like that, you're not those anymore. You're just yourselves. So thank you to everyone. Some very fine representing in this room, as always. For those of you who are new, you may be going, how did that happen? And we don't know, but now you know. Whatever's useful and meaningful to you, we're going to assume that it was useful, that arose for you today, and that the system, the field, was paying attention to you and your needs. And everything that isn't yours, you just leave behind. Okay? That's part of Douglas's and Stephanie's family. Thank you to Stephanie and Douglas. I'm gonna let you guys go to sleep in Houston now, okay?
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Leslie, I want to say thank you for everyone to come to make this possible for us. And thank you, Leslie, for having this virtual Google Hangout thing where we can participate in this healing work. So it's wonderful. We don't have access to Family Constellation here in Houston, so this is thank you.
Except you all need to shake your finger at her because she's a facilitator. So she needs to bring it to Houston. People enough with her in Houston. Thank you. Good night to both of you.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
At this point, it's a terrible time to do this, but there is no better time. Just to tell you what's coming up, even though it is the holidays, we've still got some things going on. For those of you who are alternative practitioners or coaches, I am developing a specialty in supporting and helping you all using this work and some of my other modalities. I do this free monthly business clearing call. Please let me know about it. Sign in if you haven't signed in for it before. I'll send you the information so you can participate in that. It's really, really, really lovely. If you can't make it, that's fine. There's a recording, so still register for it. The next Family Constellations is a couple of weeks. Come on back for it. It's right before things get kind of crazy, or maybe things are already crazy, but that's a good time to do some constellations. And then I offer free phone consultations for new clients. So if you were intrigued by what we did tonight and you're thinking, wow, I've got some stuff that's stuck in my life, why is it not moving? Give me a call or write your name down there and let's set up a free call. Just talk about what's going on and seeing whether my work is a match, because I also offer private sessions in constellations as well. The other thing is it's on the back. This is a save the date thing. In San Diego a year from now is the next Constellations Conference, which I am proud to say I am co-director of, which is kind of a big deal. It's like, I don't even know how that happened exactly. I've been the last two, they're extraordinarily fun events. If by next year you're finding yourself really interested and intrigued, come down. It's as conferences go, a fairly affordable one. If you sign up on the website, the email, then you'll get notification of the early bird, a super early bird in February, which is much less expensive than the later tickets and usually run out in one day because they limit it to 40 or 50 tickets. So if you're interested, do sign in for the information. This is not a marketing thing, it's just for the conference itself, and you'll just get information about the conference. And it's a delight. It's at this beautiful place on the beach in San Diego. I don't even know how we pulled that off either. But that's way early information about that.
And
so
everybody can go, not only facilitators.
Oh no, anybody can go. Lots of psychotherapists go because they're interested about how that might be part of their work, or people in other alternative practices will often go. Energy workers, shamanic people, that kind of stuff, they often find themselves interested and go, as well as facilitators and just constellation groupies. Yeah. People who like to go to constellations. You will be with the country's best facilitators, and you will be able to go to their workshops and receive their work. So it's a pretty exciting event, and we'll have some international people too.
So is it an annual thing, or?
It's every other year. Every other year. Yeah, last one was Seattle, and then 4 years ago was here in San Francisco. So we're going to have a quick break. Please come back as quickly as you can so we have as much time as possible for the second constellation. I'm going to turn on the heat because I can tell we're all starting to get a little chilly. Come on back soon. Hey, Tim. What's up? Just gonna close this out.